So one of the things in particular that I think is interesting about what you said is that you are not picking leaders based off of who is going to work best with your style of leadership. And I think that that's a habit that we can get into, is looking at it and say, hey, I only want A-level performers. I only want people that are going to be, absolutely self-motivated out of the gate, that they're going to be punctual, that they're going to be prepared, they're going to be top performers. And if you're wanting to get into leadership and you're not one of these people, I'm not going to be able to work well with you, because those are the only type of people that I work with, the only type of people that I like working with. We don't have the luxury of doing that. So how much of our egos as leaders do we need to set to the side so that we can realize, hey, listen, maybe the reason that I don't stylistically match up with this person is because there's holes in my leadership game.
Sure.
Instead of me just looking at him and being like, well, as soon as you get better at X, Y, Z, then you can come and you can, be part of what God's doing at this church.
Yeah. So, one of the constraints that we have whether we're planting, we replanting, or revitalizing, we don't have the luxury of drafting people in, right? And so you may want to have, to use a sports analogy, you may want to have McDonald's, All-Americans on your basketball squad. Well, you may just get the ones who graduated from high school and they had a capacity to play D1, but maybe not, at that McDonald's All-American level. They still can contribute and be helpful to the program, but you've got to coach them. And I think sometimes we can be a little too arrogant. We can be a little too demanding, because we read in a book somewhere that if somebody is not an A+, they ought not be on your team. Well, I think it's something to be said for Jesus having taken who he took and molded them over 3 years to become men that change the world. And I think that we need to, be humble enough to recognize that we're still growing in our role, right? As a lead pastor, I know I'm still growing